As the first signs of fall appear, the world seems to slow down just a little. It's in these quiet moments that I turn to the kitchen, where love and warmth come together in the simplest of ways. Today I'm making my grandma's sugar cookies, but with a little twist. Cinnamon, nutmeg, and a touch of fall flavoring. These aren't the picture-perfect cookies you might see in a magazine, but they're perfect in their own way. They remind me that sometimes it's the small, imperfect things that bring us the most joy. I start by mixing the butter, sugar, and eggs. The familiar rhythm of stirring, it feels like second nature, like a comforting ritual passed down through generations. The cinnamon and nutmeg swirl into the dough, bringing a touch of autumn warmth. And instead of vanilla, I'm using a fall flavor, maybe a hint of maple, or even pumpkin spice. It's a small change, but it makes these cookies feel just right for the season. There's something beautiful in this process, knowing that, just like in life, these cookies don't have to be flawless to be loved. They're made with care, with a history that's baked into every bite. My grandma, she never worried about making things perfect. She believed in the joy of creating, in the love you share through something homemade. Every time I bake these cookies, I'm reminded that life isn't about getting everything just right. It's about the moments we share, the love we pour into the small things, and the beauty that comes from embracing those little imperfections along the way. Baking, like life, it takes patience. It's not about rushing to the finish line, but about enjoying the process, the mixing, the waiting, the small quiet moments in between. There's a beauty in knowing that things don't need to be perfect, that they'll turn out just as they're meant to be. With the dough all ready, I begin dropping spoonfuls onto the baking sheet. No fancy cookie cutters, no perfect shapes, just soft, simple rounds of dough, each one unique in its own way. There's a kind of freedom in letting go of the need for perfection. These cookies, like life, will come out the way they're meant to, and that's more than enough. I reach for the raisins, just one for each cookie, pressing it gently into the center. It's such a small detail, but it's what makes these cookies so special to me. That one raisin reminds me of my grandma's touch, a little sweet surprise in every bite. Even though she's not here to bake anymore, her spirit is in every one of these cookies. in that small act of placing a raisin in the center. I place the tray in the oven, and though I can't see them baking, I know the magic is happening. The warmth of the oven will turn that imperfect dough into something soft, sweet, and full of love. It reminds me of how life works. Sometimes we can't see the changes happening, but with time and patience, everything comes together. As the cookies bake, I take a moment to clean up the kitchen, but my mind is already on what's coming. The scent of cinnamon, nutmeg, and sugar will soon fill the air, wrapping the house in the warmth of fall. There's a kind of peace in this moment, in the waiting, in the knowing that something wonderful is happening, even if I can't see it yet. Each cookie with its raisin nestled in the middle is a reflection of the love and care passed down through the years. There's something comforting in knowing that these cookies don't need to be perfect to be meaningful. It's the simple things, like adding a dash of cinnamon or a single raisin. This reminds me of what's important. I can already imagine the first bite, a soft, slightly crisp cookie with a hint of spice and a sweet burst of a raisin in the middle. It's these simple moments that fill life with meaning. And as the cookies bake, I find myself grateful for the imperfections, for the process, and for the love that goes into every sip. Each cookie may not look the same, but that's what makes them so special. They're made with love, with a dash of cinnamon and nutmeg, and a single raisin that ties them to the past. They're a reminder that life, like baking, isn't about perfection. It's about the love and care we put into the small things. Finally, the moment arrives. I open the oven door, and the kitchen is filled with that warm, sweet smell of fall. The cookies are golden, soft, and just a little imperfect, exactly how they're supposed to be. As they cool, I take a moment to appreciate them, not for how they look, but for what they represent. These cookies are a connection to family, to tradition, and to the beauty of embracing life just as it is, imperfect and full of love. The first bite is warm, soft, and filled with the flavors of fall. The spices, the sweetness, the raisin in the middle, it all comes together in a way that feels like home. As I carefully place these cookies into the container, ready to share them with Tim later, I'm filled with a sense of joy and contentment. There's something truly special about passing along a little piece of warmth and love, one cookie at a time. I'll also be bringing some over to my mom later, continuing the tradition of sharing simple, sweet moments that bring us all a bit closer together. Thank you so much for joining me in this comforting journey, from baking these cherished cookies to the act of sharing them with loved ones. It's these small acts of kindness and connection that make life so meaningful. I hope this video inspires you to savor the little things and find beauty in this simple act of giving. Until next time, may your days be filled with the warmth of shared moments and the joy of making memories with those you love. Take care, and remember, it's in the simple, imperfect moments that we often find the deepest connections.